Okay, ladies, let's talk about card. There seems to be a few problems thinking about card, and I'm maybe not explaining what corrugated card is that I'm using. This is a piece of a box that came in the post, and it's corrugated. Now, I'm pretty sure you can see this. There's paper on one side, paper on the other side. This particular one has another layer of paper in the middle, and in between the paper, it has a sort of a wiggle of more paper, which is what gives it its strength. It also gives it squishiness, so you can actually squish it down a little bit. This came from a packing box from IKEA, I believe. So this is quite a thick one. It's probably about 3 millimeters in thickness from one side to the other, but it's quite strong, quite stiff. And this is absolutely fine. So anything that you if you got something from IKEA, you can actually see the way it's constructed better on that side. You can see there's a piece of paper in the middle, paper on the outside, and then between the two, there's the wriggles of paper that give it its strength. Now this says about 3 millimeters thick. However, I did get this yesterday, and this has come from Amazon. And this is single corrugated, so it's just one piece on one side, one piece on the other side, and then the wiggle in the middle. And as you can see, it's considerably thinner. Now you can use this. This had a book in it, so it didn't need a lot of protection. So this box wasn't really designed to protect anything. It was just to keep it clean in the post. So although this is fine, and you can use this, what I would suggest is, if you're going to use the thinner stuff, is to actually tape two pieces together to create something a little bit thicker, because this is only about 1 millimeter thick. And although it has some strength to it, probably not enough for what we need. And the pattern has been designed for slightly thicker. So if you were to use this very thin stuff, you might find that it's a little floppy, and there's a little bit of extra space within your iPad stand. So these are the two cards that I recommend using. You can either use the triple or the double sort of corrugated, or the single corrugated but double it up. You don't need to go and buy expensive card from anywhere. You can go to your local supermarket and pick up a box. If you've got anything that you've ordered from IKEA or Amazon, it will come in a box. You can save the cardboard from that. Even the cardboard wine carriers that you get when you buy bottles of wine at Sainsbury's, you can use one of those, or Tesco's, or any of the supermarkets. Most of the supermarkets, even the small ones, will, if you ask them for a cardboard box, will find you one, because everything they get delivered comes in cardboard boxes, and it just goes to be recycled. So they're very happy often to let you use it. The only thing I would say that you probably wouldn't want to use, if you've moved house recently and you have the very heavy duty packing boxes, I also refer to them as MFO boxes, having been a service wife, that's what we used. Moving Forces Overseas, I think it stands for, but they are really thick corrugated card, and that would be too thick. So packing boxes that you'd use for moving house, probably a little bit too much. However, if that's all you've got, you can use them, and I'll show you how to make them work. I don't want you to go out and buy stuff. I certainly don't want you to go on Amazon and buy loads of stuff just so you can get these, or buy card on Amazon that will come in a cardboard box, because that's just daft. This is the sort of stuff we're looking at, and it doesn't have to be fancy or schmancy. I mean, this, as you can see, has got bits torn off of it. It doesn't matter if it's got logos on it. There we go, the Amazon Prime thingy. All of that will be covered. It's just to go inside to give the thing structure. There's this. The only other thing that I could suggest that if you've got some in your stash is, and I can't even find it, I'm just going to look for it, but I can't see it. You can buy a plastic board that is very similar to this. It's corrugated. I think it's called Corian board, but don't quote me on that. It's used on rabbit hutches, and it's very lightweight corrugated plastic, and you can buy that. However, I just think there's no need to buy stuff. If you've got it, use it, but don't go and buy stuff. These are supposed to be quick, easy, cheap makes, and most of us can have access to cardboard. This is just corrugated cardboard, nothing fancy, nothing special. So this is what we're going to be using for the iPad stand.